In previous video, we have seen how to use this particular Phantom investigation window or UI to do lot of stuff about the particular event occurring in the Splunk Phantom or coming into the Splunk Phantom. Now, from this video onwards, we will start exploring the playbook part in Splunk Phantom. Now, in this video, we will start with very basic stuff like creating the playbook from the Phantom UI. Then next video onwards, we'll try to deep dive into more advanced stuff like how to use Python and those stuff. So to create a playbook, what you need to do is from this main window, you need to come over here into this playbook page. So that will basically bring you to this particular page where we will see already some of the playbooks available. Now currently I am using the Splunk Phantom community version, so whatever the community supported playbooks are available, so that will be automatically available in your Splunk Phantom instance. So based on your scenario, you can use it. Now there are a lot of custom functions and custom list. We will see those stuff in later videos, like the custom functions as well, when we will try to create our own function as well. Now let us just concentrate on the playbook stuff today. So to create a new playbook, what you need to do is you need to click on over here this add playbook button. So it will basically open a new window where you will see the Splunk Phantom playbook editor over there. Now the initial playbook editor will look something like this one. Now as I said, there are a couple of ways you can create playbooks in Splunk Phantom. One is the UI way. So everything you can do it from the UI itself, but that is limited in nature, like whatever your existing assets will be and the actions they will be supporting, you can only play around with them. So if you need to write some kind of custom logic, you need to go for the Python way of creating playbooks. So that we will see it later side. Now for creating simple playbooks, I think creating from this UI itself should be sufficient enough. Now if you see in the UI, so first thing we can see is you need to give a playbook name over here. So let's give it a name called demo playbook. Okay, so this will be our playbook name. If you see the Python version you will be working on, that version will be shown up over here, and the repository. So you can basically configure your own repository over here where you can publish this playbook over there. Even I think you can publish into the Splunk community as well. So if that repo is configured, so that you can select it from here. Otherwise it will always save it in your local instance. So currently I have not configured any repo over there, so that's why it is showing up local here. Now this is important, the playbook settings here. So if I just click on here, it gives us lot of information like it operates on. So if I just select this one, so this basically the label the playbook will be operating on. So if you select star, so it will basically work on all the different levels. Like if you have remember when we worked on the data model export or safe search export, over there we have given our own label called OSSEC, and that label we have created in our Splunk Phantom as well. That's why this OSSEC is also coming up over here. So that means whenever you are sending an event to Splunk Phantom, so whatever level you are providing it, if you are providing it any level, because the level field itself is an optional, so you can create playbook to operate on a particular level. So if you want your playbook to operate on any kind of level, irrespective of level name, any kind of event, so you will be selecting star. So currently I will be selecting star because the use case we will be working on. Let's discuss that now. So if you see it here, we receive, let's say we have received an event from our data model forward into Splunk Phantom. The initial status will be new, right, for that particular event. So let's say I wanted to mark this status as open whenever I am receiving a new event in my Splunk Phantom. And also if I am providing any label, that is fine, but if I am not providing any label, it will automatically update the label as OSSEC. So that is what I wanted to update it. Now let's go back to our playbook first. Okay, so that's why I just choose as star on the label itself, because we wanted to update the label as well. Now category, you can select it something like this one, like the jam sessions onboarding, based on like what kind of playbook it is. If it is working on a kind of use case, you can select use case as well. If the playbook is not in use, you can update its category as deprecated as well. So for now, let's say we are working on a use case, so I will be choosing the category as use case here. Now here you can select like what user you want to, as what user you want to run this playbook. So currently we have only one automation user, so it is automation, it is selecting by default. Okay, so based on your user, you need to select it over here. Even you can create tags as well for your playbook, so that tags you need to first create it from the admin window, and then you can use these tags as well for your playbook. Okay, so like it's a production playbook or test playbook, you can tag them as well according to your need. Now there are other stuff called, if I just see it over here, there are 4 stuff. One is called logging. So if you just turn it on, so it will basically write some kind of debug log, which you can see it from the from that UI. We will see it when we will try to debug this particular playbook. Okay, now active, currently it is off. Now when you marked a playbook as active, that means whenever a new events coming into Splunk Phantom, it will automatically operates on that particular event without any user intervention. If you see it, like when before creating this particular video, I just tested with this particular data model forward event, and if you see, it successfully operated on that particular event, and it updated the status to open as well. I again updated to new, so that I can at least show you the use case we wanted to implement today. Okay, so this is how it will be working. And if you see safe mode means, see, a particular playbook can have 2 different kinds of actions. Either it is a read only, or it would be a read write operation, like changing something. Here we are changing the event status, correct? So in those cases, if you, let's say, if you use this playbook as safe mode, it will not be doing any kind of read write operations. Those operations will be not be performed by this particular playbook. So that is the safe mode option. And draft mode option means, if you just turn it on, even though your playbook is not finished properly, you will be able to save your playbook. So that is these things. And then you can give your description, some notes, those stuff. Okay, so for now we will just turn on logging. We will still not mark as active because our playbook is still not ready, and we wanted to do read write operation, that's why we were not turning on the safe mode. Okay, now let's talk about the main UI part over here. Now if you see this getting started, so playbook settings, we are fine. Now getting started, if you see, by default in the UI, 2 options, 2 stuff will be created, the start and the end. So this is the starting of the playbook, and this is the end of the playbook. Now in between, all your actions will be there. So if you want to create a new actions or new stuff, new thing you wanted to perform, you need to drag this blue one somewhere in the right or somewhere. Okay, so that will open up a new window over here if you see it. So here you will see a lot of stuff, like specifically the execute actions. Here you can execute some actions defined in your apps and assets. Okay, you can execute another playbook as part of your playbook. You can call some Phantom API as well, and there are some kind of process filters. Okay, some decisions, like if this is happening, then do something. There are some formatting. We will see one by one examples as well in future videos. There are human input as well, like prompt and manual task. There are certain, you can custom functions you can call as well. Okay, so this lot of kind of stuff you can do as a part of your playbook. Now today, as we are doing a very simple stuff, we will work on this API, because honestly speaking, I have some issues with this particular action. Otherwise I would have shown you this video only. Like, I don't know, this Google Cloud instance is always blocking this action, URL calling for me, API calling for me. So I have to work on this one. Like if you have previously worked on this playbooks and these actions, and actually I am getting the timeout error. So if you know the solution of this timeout error, maybe let me know as well by commenting on this particular video, then I will try to implement that stuff from my end as well. Okay, so anyway, so let's say I will choose the API over here. Now if you see, there are a lot of APIs are available. Now these are all like phantom level API, like you can set the status of a particular event, you can set the level as well, which we will be doing it today. So let's just set level. I will be selecting the level as OSS EC, so that thing. And also I wanted to set the status as open as well. I'll save it over here as well. So that is the two tasks it will perform, my playbook, automatically when a new event will be coming into picture. Now then what I'll do is I will drag again this blue stuff from here to end. So that will complete the whole path of my playbook. So only the one stuff I am doing is called the API calling over here, phantom API calling. Okay, so then I will save this particular playbook. You can enter a comment as well. Let's say I'll just put initial version here. I will save it. Now to know your playbook is working fine or not, you can run the playbook here as well. Okay, so you can debug using this playbook debugger. If you see it over here, so if I just click on over here, so it will open a test window. Now it requires certain stuff like the event ID and the scope of the event, and you can run as a current user as well, but we will be running as a automation user, so we will just uncheck this one. Now event ID, so let's test on this old event from here. Okay, so currently the status is new, if you see it, and the event ID is this field over here. If you see, the ID equals to 9, so we'll be using 9 over here, and let's test it out. So if I click on test, so it will, as we have turned on the logging as well, so it will basically give you the debug stuff over here. If you see, like starting the playbook of this demo playbook, then on this particular event with the run ID, which user it is running as, everything. Okay, which event it is working on, every details it will be giving, what function. Initially it will start basically with the on_start function. We will see when we will talk about that, the Python stuff, then what function it called, everything it will be, and what is the playbook status, success currently, right? And we have not executed any action, but we called an API over there, that's why the total action executed, it is coming as 0. But let's see whether this is updated or not. If you see it, it's automatically updated as open, and if you see it in the activity window, it's also showing up my demo playbook has updated it to open over here. Okay, now let's make this particular playbook as active. So we will again go to, we will just close this one, we will go to edit playbook, we will go to playbook settings, and we will make this playbook as active one. We will save it now. Now let's go to our phantom main window, and let's wait for a particular event to come up to our phantom instance. Now if you see it here, this particular event we have received it in our Splunk Phantom. Now what this particular playbook, the playbook we have created, our demo playbook has did is we automatically updated its level as OSS EC, and it automatically changed its status to open. So if I just open this particular event now, we will see that particular playbook has worked on this one automatically. If you see it here in our activity window, the demo playbook has already worked on this one a minute ago, and it basically, and I also created a one playbook for me as well when I was testing this stuff, so that playbook is also active, so that also acted on this particular event as well, and it updated the status to open by the demo playbook over here, if you see it. Okay, so this is how the basic playbook works. You can create in Splunk Phantom. Now as you have seen, like from this window, so when we drag this one, right, so it gives us lot of options like the actions, the API calling, and those stuff, right? So So those are the stuff you can do it from the Python as well, so which we will be seeing up in later videos. So hopefully this video is helpful. See you in the next video.